debate, you can decide whether you want to share it publicly or you want to keep it private. There's a couple of debate coaches that I hope to show the video to so that they can give their feedback on how to improve on your debate or public speaking. On the top of my screen, you can see that I have timers. That is for us to count down the time. So when you're ready, we can kind of start. The process is like this. The debate topic today is peer pressure is good. Daniel is on the affirmative side. Sophia will debate on the negative side, saying that peer pressure is not good or peer pressure is bad. Each of you have 1 minute. Each debater has 1 minute to give your constructive speech. After that is a crossfire of 1 minute each, followed by a conclusive summary of your debate. Daniel, when you're ready, we can start anytime.
Okay, give me 1 second.
When the time counts down to the last 15 seconds, I'll flash my hands 5 times so you know you have 15 seconds, or you can just look at the timer above my screen.
Okay, I'm ready now. Thank you.
Yep, anytime. When you start speaking, I will count down.
Okay. Hello, good day, everyone. So my point is actually peer pressure is positive, it's good for us. There are main 3 reasons. Firstly, peer pressure will help us to become our best. Secondly, peer pressure can increase our adaptability and flexibility. And thirdly, peer pressure can help us to network with others efficiently. And here's some specifics. Firstly, peer pressure can give us motivation to get out of the comfort zone and become our best. And secondly, peer pressure can really help us to make a change. And thirdly, we need to network with others efficiently. That's my point. Back to you.
Great, thank you. Now for the negative debater, Sophia, you can start anytime.
Okay. Daniel, for my opinion, peer pressure is not good for us because firstly, it's not good for the health mental. With a fast-paced life, we keep positive and creative. It's so difficult. The different people has a different life. You have a competition in your heart every day. You want to has a competition with the people of college to see your best, but I think your competitor is yourself. You need to work hard to see the better self and the best self. And the second point is everyone's success is different and other success you can't copy. So keep yourself working hard and to see your better self. The third point is that enjoy your life. If you feel very tired, just keep fighting. If you feel you can working hard, just be yourself. That's my point.
Okay.
Both debaters have managed your time very well. We'll move on to the next session, which is crossfire. Each of you have 1 minute each. The difference is that affirmative will start first, Daniel. I would recommend that you pose 1 question at a time. So after you're done with the first question, you can either say over to you or use a hand gesture to signal that you have finished your question and for Sophia to start speaking. At that time, your timer will pause, will start coming down, and negative debaters, Sophia's timer will start counting down. So she'll be pressured to start speaking because the time will still keep coming down even when she's not talking. So likewise, I'll encourage Sophia to, after you've answered the question, for you to follow up with another question to the affirmative so that it becomes a to and fro session instead of one person always asking question and the other one always answering. So it's always good to answer the question and follow up with your question. Starting with affirmative, anytime when you're ready.
Okay. So Sophia, I agree that everyone is different, right? But we have to admit we are living in a competitive world. Do you agree? We are living in a world, there are so many people, and we have to compete one another for a lot of goals. That's the reality where we have to admit, right? So I agree that everyone is different, but we have to survive in the modern society. So that's why we have to become strong. And you mentioned is not good.
Okay, Daniel, I think I need to answer your question. The question is, we are in the competitive life. Yes, you are right, but the competitive is not between your colleague and your friends, but also yourself. You are in the race every time or every day, but you want to be the winner. And the winner is that to win yourself, to challenge yourself so that you can make an improvement. Yes, even though you're not good this time, but you can do better and improve in the next time. So that's a competition between yourself, not between you and others. So if you improve yourself than before, can see the better yourself, and you can see the better, and you can see the best yourself. So don't have a competitive with yourself, with your colleague or with others, with your life to see a better yourself. And my point is that to enjoy your life. Okay, only 1 second.
Okay, Sophia, you keep saying that we should not compare with others. We should keep improving ourselves. Even with your logic, we still think peer pressure is good. Why is that? Because human nature is lazy, right? If you want to improve yourself, you need some pressure, you need some motivation to do that. So in this case, peer pressure is still positive to us. Over to you.
Sophia has run out of time. So when I say over to you, she has no time left. The negative debater, Sophia, she will give a summary speech of 1 minute. After that, Daniel will have the last words as the affirmative debater. Moving on to the next timer. Okay.
To make my conclusion, the first point is that don't have a competitive with others, is to with yourself. The pressure, your point is the pressure from the peer. My point is that your pressure from yourself, not from the peer. Just keep fighting and to see the better yourself. That's a first point. And the second point is that your peer pressure is come from others' success and others do better, but it's not from business from you. You need to do yourself and do the things of yourself. And the third point is that enjoy the people, enjoy the life, enjoy the people, to concern the people you love and concern the people who love you, so that you can find life is really so beautiful and you can see the thing beside yourself. And I think keep away from the peer pressure. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia.
Okay. Actually, your first point is supporting my point as well. And you keep saying that you need to improve yourself. But again, that's like I said, human being is lazy. If you want to improve yourself, you need some motivation. So in this way, peer pressure is good. Secondly, we are living in a reality, right? So we have to face the reality. The reality is there is competition, so we have to admit that. So in this way, actually, peer pressure will help you develop yourself. Still in your point, help you develop your point, make yourself become stronger, and then finally, this is good for you. And the lastly, we admit life is beautiful. When you are a winner, life is more beautiful, right? If a loser, how can your life be beautiful? Back to you.
Technically that was the end of the debate. However, you guys are welcome to carry on further, I would just want to mention a few points. Both of you have done well in this debate, especially for Daniel, if this is your first time. I would like to highlight about the crossfire part. Because during the crossfire, time management is important. When Daniel first mentioned the first question, I thought you have finished your question at about around 10 seconds, which is why I paused the timer. However, I see you keep going on. So it's kind of like repetitive. It will be a better practice for you to keep your questions short, maybe like 10 seconds to 15 seconds. Then you can indicate that by saying over to you so that you get a chance to respond. It's through this question and answering that you find logical loopholes or you find logical traps that you can assert your arguments. And we can see that Sophia ran out of her time earlier than you did, so that when you ask the last question, she did not have the time to respond. So time management is important for crossfire session. But you guys are welcome to carry on further. Officially, the debate is over, but you're welcome to discuss further. You can even use Chinese if you want to.
I think the debate just between the two people is a little short, because 1 minute and to express the 3 points, even though it means that you don't have many times to express your point. So your point short and bright and need to kill him directly.
How about Daniel? Do you have any feedback?
Thank you. It's my first time to be here. I'm still learning how to debate, especially in our framework. And it's a very good guidance for me, Lance. And actually, you gave me a lot of useful tips. And also, I really appreciate Sophia's feedback and being a partner. And actually, it's very good experience for me. Okay, that's my feedback. And also agree that perhaps we should have longer time to state our point. And this is my first feedback for the meeting specifically. Secondly, for the cross-chair section, perhaps there is no time limit. We can just immediately respond the other's point, because he may just throw a point and I can immediately respond. In this way, they're more interactive. Sometimes it may be just one saying one thing, B saying the other things. They are not cross-chair. They are just stating 2 different points. So perhaps we can allow that we can respond to each other immediately.
Thank you. Thank you to both Sophia and Daniel for your feedback. I will explain briefly why I want to keep the time short for the start. Because I find that for most debaters, when they first start off with, they are not confident of their arguments. So they tend to repeat the points. You may just make it 1 point, but you try to rephrase it or say it differently. And people tend to lose their attention when your point stretches for too long. The 1 minute time frame is like elevator speech, so that it trains you to be concise and to come straight to the point of what you're saying. My view is that if you cannot convince your audience or the judges within the first minute, they tend to lose their attention and become less effective. So the format is more to train us to be more concise and effective in our persuasion skills. Eventually, as we do team debates or we approach topics that are deeper in depth, we can extend the time. We are welcome to do that. Yeah. I'll pause my recording here